Good morning, Fluff. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning, Colt. How you doing this fine fucking day?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. How are you?
We're here.
We
Nah,
are
it's
here.
not
We
it's not
made
a
it.
bad morning, man. It's
Let's
we
see.
have. Wait, do we have audio?
That's what I
Well,
was going to say. Fucking chat. Can you hear us? Houston.
can you hear us?
Houston, come in. Ground control to Major
Can you
Tom.
read the words that are coming out of my mouth? I just hope somebody catches that one.
Nothing. There's no response. Okay. Yes, we
No
have
response. They said,
audio.
"Fuck you guys. We don't even
Yeah.
like you."
Yeah. Oh, I was worried it was fucking me. I thought maybe StreamYard hated me now or something, but
Yeah, everybody's over in chat like now. So finally, they opened the chat for us. All right, you monkeys can leave now.
yeah. Cheers, Caveman. Cheers, Doctor. Cheers, Sheldon. Cheers, Joel. Mike, good morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning, everybody.
How's everybody doing? What's everybody smoking? What are you smoking, Fluff?
You know what? I was smoking on the BAM this morning. We've been chopping. I've been chopping test nugs here, right and left to get it tested out. But I sat down and the show was getting ready to start, so I just went with the old reach. And so this is some of that Ghost Walker. Because
Nice.
well, I'm about done with that jar. So
Right on. Cheers, Fat Freddy's Cat. Thank you for watching.
yeah,
I'm going to
definitely.
smoke on. I got this little tube here. I've been saving up these fucking. This is all calyxes. I've been saving up for some calyx only joints, and I've got more than enough. So I'm going to sprinkle a few in a bowl here. And
There you go.
We're gonna start with that, and then I'm gonna move over to the. What do I got here? Flying Hawaiian number 2.
Nice.
So we'll smoke some of that. Say, oh, I did. And then we're gonna go chop down some fucking at least one plant, maybe more. We'll see.
Yeah, you can do a little choppy chop today. Excited.
Yeah, I got stuff that's like it's. I'm trying to fight the urge to just chop shit because I'm fucking starting to stress over our trip and I need it done. But I'm
Hmm.
looking, I've been scoping and it's just like, oh, if I could give it 2 more days, which I can. So I'm trying not to chop, but I'm also trying to be productive and get my shit ready to go. So we're at a weird in betweener point right now. But
Right, I hear you. I was like that last run here with the BAM, it kept going like 70, 75, 70, 75. Like, well, what do I want to do? I had no time
yeah,
frame, but it was me stressing myself out of when I
yeah,
wanted my harvest date to be. But yeah, so I'm just steady daily looking at it, going, oh, should I do it today? Should I do it today?
yeah. See, and then I've got the debate of like I'm trying to pick the day to tell our friend that's gonna come and chop my little flavor hunt. He's got to come and chop some of those plants, and now I can't decide, and I have to like look at them and guess where they're going to be 5 to 10 days from the time that we leave, so I can be like, okay, come and chop them on the 29th, or come and chop them on the 27th. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Uh, you really like to keep in a window, don't you? For me, I don't stress too
I'm
bad
getting
about it.
outside of my window.
Yeah.
Yep. I
I
found.
typically go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
No.
Oh, I found a few that I did like. I don't like the total heavy body high. That's why I've always kind of chopped a little bit on the earlier side. Between 58 and 60 days is typically when I go. But I've taken a few now further past the 60 days, and yeah, it's they've started to change my mind in the way that they're fucking hitting. I'm taking some stuff that I've grown for the third and fourth time and taking it further. I'm like, oh, you did need that. You did need that extra 5 days, even if it's just 5 days. Like it
Oh, it
fucking,
makes a big difference.
yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, just going through certain strains that I'll play with. man, even the 75 to 80 day mark can be absolutely like a complete different plant.
Hmm.
Chart profiles change astronomically in those end days. They fill, they lose. There's all kinds of stuff. So,
Yeah, so I'm getting out of my window, but also, what helps too is not running out in between harvests. Oh, freaking
oh yeah,
here we're gonna double because we haven't fucking done that for a minute. We gotta make up for last week. Um, yeah, not running out in between has been a big factor in that too. I'm not
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
oh, I need this weed, so I'll let it go 58, but that's it. No,
So
it's now
I
it's
think
like,
I'd like to see when you do this, or even fuller, just your thoughts, because we all know it's going to be a touch strain dependent, right?
for
On the
sure.
effect, whether it's going to be body, head, all those fun things. But we also know that our harvest window greatly affects that also, just
Hmm.
as much as the strain, really, in my opinion. So, I always sit on, the longer running, looking at the trichomes, obviously, but most things typically that I'm finding, when you run from 65 to say 75 days, just give it that window of that's my like optimum window that I find. Some of those headier ones, they do seem to be better pulled at 65. They stay
Hmm.
real heady, they stay nice and high, nice and zippy. I like to calm them down a little bit, run them a little
Cheers,
longer if
Mark.
they're a little too aggressive, but
Hmm.
um, but then those longer, when I get those ones that I know are going to give a nice body effect, they're going to do that calm down. I want to take them a little longer, and I think usually that's the funnier part, right? Is that the longer running strains are the ones that probably are usually a little more heady in the shorter
Yeah,
ones.
yeah,
So it's a bit of a conundrum, but it seems to work that way. So
yeah. Yeah, and that was
because
one thing. It took me a minute to kind of let that sink in. Is that just because I let it go longer doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a heavier, more body focused high. Um, like you said,
right.
some of the longer runners need that time, and they're still smack you in the face, Eddie. So that's what I like.
Yeah, and it's so I wish it'd be nice to be able to say something like, "Ooh, you look at the plant and you say, well, that's a hazy structure for sure. That's going to be a
Hmm.
zippier one." And to a point, yeah, but now with so many of the hybrids and things out there, I've had some short, squatty, fat leaf plants that'll absolutely just fucking treat you like a fucking crack addict. Uh, you'd be running around the yard wondering what the fuck is going on,
Yeah,
peeking
yeah,
out the windows with the
yeah.
crawlies on you.
It's funny.
So so
Yeah,
right, it's
Rusty, 100%. I've got a couple that are legit 8 weekers. Like they're gonna be done right at 56 right now, and those are actually the Maui runts and the frosted melons that I'm growing that are copycat strains. They are 56 day,
yeah,
56, 58 max, and they're already looking done, and they're at 48. So I could take them down right now. They're super loud. All the hairs are orange. There's no new pistils coming out. The trikes are all cloudy. So like it'll be done at 56, 58 days for sure.
very nice.
Yeah. And those ones, I mean, I do like those just because it lets me start something else faster, sooner.
It is. I'm always on the fence on them shorter running strains, but really when it boils down to it, a nice photo period plant that's it's done when it's done. I've even had my own strains to where I typically run them 75 days, and this plant was done in 65.
Hmm.
Every bit of it. It was just like it wanted to be that 70-day plant, but it was 5 days early. So huzzah!
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So yeah, probably because I'm not the greatest gardener in the world, my shit swings and so does my garden. So
Yeah.
uh, it's nice though. I've got cover crop popping beautifully in
Nice.
there and nice. I love the reset when everything just gets to start over. You can really look and see what's going on with your you can really look and see what's going on when that cover starts growing. The speed of it, um, the health of it.
Yeah.
Any early bug issues can get fucking knocked down right away because it's not a whole lot for them to deal with. So you're dealing with soil predators that are wanting to come out. So I love the reset. It's just the room gets to be cleaned and like deep cleaned, so it's almost like
Hmm.
stepping into a brand new room again, but with the beautiful soil that's in there.
Yeah. I do 8 week indoor. That's a good question. Easy peasy. I have never. I mean, I'm not an outdoor guy, so I don't know.
How do 8
Uh,
week indoor do in an outdoor situation?
Up here, I think they
Depending on you.
do. I think they do good up here. That's what we need up here. We need the 8 weeks. We can't do long fucking 14, 16 weekers up here.
Yeah, I was gonna say they do. In my opinion, they do fucking great. They're done early. The only thing I don't like is they're typically it's a little warmer outside when they're finishing up. So some of your more volatile terps probably are not going to be there. But
Hmm.
you got a fucking you got like a 55-day outdoor plant. So who fucking cares?
Yeah.
It's but it's medicinal. I've always found no issues with that. So, the issue always runs when I'm trying, over here in Illinois. The issue will run when I'm trying to run like a haze outdoors, in trying to get that, long running equatorial strain to finish before the snow sits on it. You know,
Yeah.
or not even finish before the snow sits on it, but finish before the cold just pisses it off and it doesn't want to go anymore.
Yeah. Before
Because
it stalls out.
Yeah, yeah, because I've had plenty of some of my more cold, like even the Black Forest, which is it's another reason I continue to use it. I've had that thing out in December with snow on it, no big deal, just chugging along, happy. So uh, that doesn't bother me. The cold
Hmm.
to piss it off, obviously, once it gets too cold, but it wasn't mad at all. It was just like, okay, cool, chugged along for a couple days. So I enjoy that, but every time I've tried to do a long running equatorial out there, that did it. The second those cold snaps hit, that plant is fucking done. It's like, nope, I didn't sign up for this shit.
Yeah.
More than 2 cent, fucker.
Cheers, 2 cents. That seemed to be how like my outdoor plant went. As soon as it got cold here, even though I was covering it to keep it alive, to keep the frost off it, which worked for a while, it just stalled out. It just was not fucking, and it was a late flip too. Like our plants didn't flip up here until like September, which is fucking harvest time. Uh, oh, just about. So it didn't have hardly any buds on it, and then it just stalled out and did nothing. I saw a little bit of the frost start to come out, so I could get the terps on it. But yeah, that plant did fuck all this year outside.
Yeah, yeah. For me, I think it's just going to be trying to get more of them in later in the season to keep them smaller plants. I have so much better luck when I keep them manageable. My height. Um, where I can get all around them, open, easy to work on. Uh, 'Cause otherwise, every time I do big ones, I just, I expect the loss. I expect the rot issues with big buds, all those things. But for some reason, I still get all heartbroken at the end of the year when they happen. Uh, So I try to keep them small, small with that nowadays.
Yeah, I hear you there.
Yeah, fucking muggy and humid is fucking terrible. Like that's what the other thing with one of those quicker flowering strains. The second they trigger around here for Illinois, we are usually in that. Like it's going to be finishing out the same time like the corn and everything in the fields are finishing out, and it gets like 100% humidity around here. You know, like hot, gross. So it definitely, for that time on those quick strains, it's a bad time of year to be doing it when I think of that. Because right, it was actually a neat one that my wife told me. I guess they were reading it, or she was watching the news and shit. And they were talking about how the humidity gets all fucked up around here, the way it ebbs and swings. A lot of it has to
Hmm.
do with the agriculture around here. It's that
Oh,
time
okay.
of year when the corn's finishing up, it's doing the same thing. The rest of the world, it's or respiring and letting all the moisture off into the air, and that's why it's
Yeah.
very humid. And like sometimes when you drive through the Midwest and some of these days, you can just see like the low lying fog, but there's no fucking any. It's right. It's all the plant humidity. It's kind of cool. Uh,
Interesting.
but yeah, it's something that that is a new bit of information to me in my life. So it'll be something that I have to add into when I think about gardening outdoors for that part of the season, things like that,
Yeah.
for things to adjust. So
Right.
I never
Interesting.
really thought that that could have that much impact, but I'd be damned if it doesn't. What's that little blue row on the bottom?
What?
Fucking let me see your keyboard again.
Oh, that's my desk. That's my desk.
Oh, it's fucking top row. It was I was looking at it upside down. I was so confused.
No, that
Dude,
is
your top
my.
row is colored though.
Okay, I'm gonna move this into the other room. Hopefully, without dropping anything. Oh, what am I hooked on? There we go. Besides phonics. Just kidding.
Man, I really wish that at some point we would have had a Ebonics taught in the schools. That would have been fucking funny. I finally would have been able to take a fucking second language and actually probably get a passing grade.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, up
hey, I would
here
have got a fucking
in
got it.
Utah, I remember when I was in school in Utah, I remember Spanish was like mandatory. And then when I came up here, everything is totally optional. You don't have to take. You could take French if you wanted to. There was no Spanish. Was no Spanish class here.
Dude, this is hilarious.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
I like that laid back Ted. That's funny. That's exactly it though. I mean, I went from I love to do my outdoors and things to where I love the steadiness of my indoor. I don't fuck around. I don't have to worry too much. Keep things just a little bit better and easier. So I'm definitely a convert. I do still love that outdoor medicine though. It's tasty. It's super medicinal. And you just gotta love all that it brings to the table. So definitely a fan. But shit, it's like anything else, man. Grow your stuff. Your outdoor food's gonna be better. Your outdoor smoke will be better. So get it. What are we looking at here in Colton Gardens? Fuck around with some buttons. Yeah, this look big. Wish I could zoom this shit in. That'd be fun. Hmm. Look nice in there. All right. What y'all in chat smoking? I don't think we did. We go through that this morning. If we did, I missed a lot of it. What y'all fucking smoking? What you smoking? How you smoking it? Y'all like your bowls, your bongs, your three old fucking your sidecars? Oh, I miss that fucking old fucker. You know, that's a funny one. I was just so I got me a nice. I don't. My son has a nice 18-inch beaker right over there, and me and the wife were down here the other day, not too long ago, thinking about some stuff, and I looked at the bong and I was like, it's a little weird, but I don't think I've had a legit fire to the fucking bong hit in almost 20 years. Uh, I went to uh, doing joints and stuff like that for fucking ever. And so while I vape out of a bong and I do dab a little bit out of a bong, I haven't like taken bong rips in forever. So we went out there and did that. I forgot. It's fun. I need to do it more, but it's not a convenient bong. He's got like this super huge opening on it, and you know what? I'm not that practiced. So, uh, deep chunk, ruby twist, nice. I don't remember. Is the ruby twist an injector or is it a standard, um, like overside style? What do they call those? Fuck, I totally forget. Diffuser. Anyway, it looked like a fun one. Whoa, lights are on. Fucking Colton better come back with his glasses. God damn, that'll wash the shit out of that room. They getting brighter? Injector? Okay. I'm always on the fence. Hey, you vapors out there on the diffuser rather than the injector. I've got a couple of them, but I always seem to go to the diffuser style. It always seems to be a little more satisfying for me. Um, I seem to be able to carry the heat into my bowl and use it a little more efficiently. But I do like that you can get a lot inside those glass bowls, those big injector bowls, and just kind of sit there and chief on it for a little bit. So, uh, cheers, Johnny. Oh, fuck. Well, shit. So garden wise, I still am slacking. I'm gonna get some seeds in the soil today. So it's got to be sort of busy for me. I've been working on my wood turning crap. So all that fun stuff. Making some new vape handles and things. Actually, I got some new styles coming out. Fucking I like them. But with that, I've been slacking in here, so I need to get a little better. But I need to get my seeds popped. I've definitely come down to where we're going to do the Triangle Octane by Chaos Fish Crossed, and then I'm going to do the Thunder Bomb from Ozark. So those are the seeds. I'm going to get them in before the show tonight, and then we got the BAM is dry and ready, so all of that is going to get started to get trimmed on. So I got a busy day ahead of me. Hey, Colton's back. Good to see you, buddy. Your lights are on. You didn't come back with glasses. You need glasses. It's bright in there. Safety first.
There we go. It's just the camera. It's not that bright.
Ah, okay.
It's turned down. It's like, I don't know,
Right. I think I
50%.
got my room at like fucking 30% right now. So it's kind of actually not bad to be in there at all.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't figure that, like baby cover crop really needs to be blasted on.
Right. That was one when Jugro first gave me the Diablo, which is this one hanging here. I didn't realize that you couldn't just fucking blast your veg plant. So I had to turn way up to start. And I was like, man, what's wrong with the plants? They're fucking he gave me plants and he gave me the light. I was like, the plants you gave me are fucking like they look like shit. He's like, how high do you have to light? I don't know, fucking all the way, I guess. He's like, you gotta turn that shit down like all the way. So
Yup.
lesson to learn. Yeah, here, we'll see if I can see how long this cord is.
So
So that's the one coming down. Oh, that's not very good. Let's just walk around here. This is the big face. This is the one that's coming down.
nice.
Oh, it does not like the light. this
No,
camera. This camera does not like the light. Really?
nice. Good
I'm
and
in a,
frosty. And it looks like you got a nice size buds on it. Good and consistent all the way down too.
yeah, it's funny because the other day Drew grows like, I'm surprised that you keep growing that one. But it's super gassy. It's Tiger Cake by Jet Fuel Pie. So it's super gassy. And the buds, they're like all those little buds, like you said, they're all consistent in size, pretty uniform, and they're rock solid and they do not lose mass. Like
Right?
they do not shrink up. So it's a really nice one. I quite enjoy it. But it's tangled in my fucking side trellis, which I'm not able to put out. So I'm gonna have to cut the trellis to pieces to get it out.
Is that now? That's just a plastic trellis. Like you're not going to affect any of the rest of the trellising by cutting out that section.
No, it's a totally different thing. So this is
Oh,
one
okay.
trellis, and then I've got another one going that way. And they're actually the one over there is like 6 inches lower than
Oh,
this.
okay.
It is a nylon trellis or nylon netting, but yeah, it's not connected to this one here.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I just really
Yeah,
like
like so when I do like the plastic one, you could cut out a plant just fine. But when I weave my own one, or I believe even those, when you like, you could cut out a corner, but you're just gonna unravel the fucking whole thing over time because it just kind of as you push on it, it unfucking ravels itself. So, but yeah,
that would be nice. I'm actually wishing
it,
right now that I had a different trellis on there.
That's Catahoula F2, some Master Kush Keef. Nice. Um, I'll tell you what, the one thing that's nice about like, especially those ones that have that consistent bud, even those little rock hard ones down there, is that is still a very uh, shit marketable. Even if you were like into that, that's a
Yeah,
plant that sells. That's weight, that's good weight. And that's
yeah,
a lot of people. I don't know. They clown on some of them lowers, but I've seen people grow better lowers than they do fucking tops. So.
yeah,
So I've been just absolutely shit smacked by some fucking lowers of my own stuff. So I don't judge. And if I got a plant that gives me a quality lower, that's a trait that I like, man.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
less I have to trim and more I get to keep.
exactly. Yeah, and actually this fucking frequency shift right there, that thing is definitely got better lowers right now. Like the buds get smaller up as they go up the branch, which is crazy. But that's the one that has the fucking issue. That's the one that changed from clone to or from seed to clone.
Right.
But yeah, those lowers are probably much better than. Oh man, the exposure on this camera sucks. Maybe if I turn the light down a hair or two.
Yeah, I definitely like as soon as that light turned on, man, it was like, fuck off. Keep going. Right
Oh,
there.
there we go.
Yeah.
That's way better. Let's see these now. There we go. This one is Black Amnesia Haze is faded out on me. This one hasn't faded. Well, I've only grown it one other time, but it didn't fade out last time like that. See, and then there's now you can get a good. Nope, fuck. Sorry.
I thought I did that, man. I started typing right as your screen went black. I was like, "Oh fuck!"
That's the one coming down. It's fucking leaned over there. This one's the white truffle. That one's starting to look nice. It's starting to fade out. It's got some nice nug size on it.
What I've grown with any of that truffle stuff so far has been excellent, man.
I'm excited to try it. And these are my Hawaiian by Black Widows. Which I'm not sure.
Got
Yeah,
some
it's all mids,
foxtaily
Clay.
tops up there, huh?
It's all mids, Clay. I think I might have mislabeled. Like, I don't know. They're growing the way that you guys have said the Hawaiian grows, but they smell straight banana.
Straight
Like,
banana.
Two of them smell like straight tropical banana.
That'd probably be more of the terps that would lean towards that Hawaiian then.
Okay.
That's what it always reminded me of. That Hawaiian that I have, the terps on it remind me of what I call like tropical yellow fruit, right? The dull yellow fruits, bananas, like the papaya, stuff like that. It's very bananas definitely something that I could like probably really ripe banana, not like really dull yellow, but really green banana is what I would get out of it. But and then some gas or some of that just danky weed,
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're close to the terps that lean towards that.
Okay.
But
Actually, I'm gonna do this first. I'm gonna chop the plant first, then move the pot. There. Now it's just hanging.
man, you just thought it shrank like fucking 2 inches. It was like,
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna put the wire.
now, typically you say you harvest like almost everything all at once, right?
Usually I've got everything around the same time. Yeah.
Around the same time, because wasn't it you saying like you could totally just like trim all your shit at the bottom of your plants and then raise your trellis and then start getting stuff out, like with the plants in tow, so like things weren't flopping around. Was that you who was saying that?
I could have with the ones I just harvested out of here. I had the pineapple sorbet and the one flying Hawaiian in here, and I could have done that. I could have literally chopped them off, moved the pots out, and raised the trellis with the plants, and then just wiggled them out. But instead, I had a buddy here last week, which helped with that. So we just this trellis is zip tied to the frame, to the tent frame here. So I didn't do them too tight, so I can actually slide the trellis up the tent frame.
Yeah.
So we just literally just slowly wiggled it up and fed the branches through the trellis as we lifted it up.
Nice.
And then I just lowered it back down over these Hawaiians. So it worked really well that way.
Yeah, that's pretty bitchin'. Morning, G-Bay. Morning, Skunk Ape.
Wire this up.
I just tossed out a fucking big old funky tub of Black King Pearl mushrooms yesterday. I think I found out, man, I was having great mycelium growth on this stuff, man. It was wickedly strong.
Nice.
I got it all transferred over to the bulk, and man, it took over like a fucking motherfucker. But it just kept kind of like growing more and more and more mycelium. I was like, fuck, like, why won't you fruit? Like, I just could not. And I think finally what it looked like is it likes to fruit a little bit colder than what I fruit most of my other mushrooms at. So it took so long, and by the time I've kind of figured it out and I could get that temperature down, other things just finally started taking over, and I finally saw like some mushroom growth starting to come up, but it's been way too late, so I had to chuck it. I was a little sad about that, but just made
Okay.
me. I don't know what the fuck just made me think of that. Oh fuck! Oh, I don't know, but I opened it up too, and it's the first time I've had a tote where it did not smell like it was mushrooms. I was like, oh fuck.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right, back to you.
No, I'll be
Cut
right
away.
back. I gotta grab my coffee and my other sit.
Motherfucker, you didn't have to wait here. You could have been doing that while I was fucking rambling. Now I'm gonna sit here and stare at chat like an idiot. Fuck! Go get your coffee.
It's all right. Deborah.
Deborah! Yeah, Skunk Ape. I think I am going to. I actually have a really good dead one that was making some good stuff, but I also found out that termites were in it like a son of a bitch. So I don't want to take the chance of bringing that one back. That was sad to me. But I need to go do some looking because I want to find some good broke down tree to crumble apart like that, just kind of top a little bit in the fucking garden. And before we just had some good rains and some other stuff like that, I want to go get some of my garden compost to throw a little extra on top of mine. I love doing the same thing, man. Go out, pick up some stuff, make some natural good. I haven't done it for pots in a while, just because it is a lot of work. But because I want all of the extra, uh, you know, extra microbes and the local and all of the good fucking nature. Yeah, well, termites do. Termite termites will fuck a garden up and my house up. So yeah, I don't want to. And their eggs are prone to being that shit. So, but yeah, when it comes to other stuff, like I said, grab that compost right from the garden. I love that shit. Uh, I want as much of that natural beautifulness of the outside to try to bring it into the garden as I can.
Yeah, you would.
Fuck yeah, man. Shit, man. I threw like I wish I would have weighed it. How many pounds rather than just like because when I threw my worm castings in, I just filled up like the yard bag
Yeah.
of of my compost to put it, to transfer it over there. So I knew I had like 2 cubic feet of worm castings, but I didn't weigh that shit because that fucking shit is heavy.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
wonder how many pounds of castings I ended up putting in that bitch.
Yeah. When
But
I was moving my worm bin around in the fall, and there was nothing in it. Like there was no food scraps. There was nothing in it. It was just the worms and their poop and that shit. It was fucking heavy.
look
Moving
at
that
right. Oh, and it was cool too. I found that because I emptied out my urban worm bag, which is awesome. I love that fucking urban worm bag. I gotta figure out a way to either the bottom can get a little crusty and weird and gross. I gotta figure out a way to clean the bottom, because it's all the yeah.
like
I've
the
I've
outside of it, the outside or
Yeah, yeah, the outside of it because the outside, like the worm casting and shit kind of fucking drips in there.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so yeah, there's got to be a way to clean it. Anyway, I love the fucking thing, but what I was trying to say is as I'm dumping it out, you go from the bottom to the top, so you go through like the layers that they've eaten all of it. They're still working on some of it, and then I found like the active layer. I must have got like right to the top of it. Because, dude, I probably put fucking thousands of baby new brand new, maybe fucking tens of thousands of baby brand new worms in that fucking bed. They were just if for as much compost was in that layer, there was just as many damn baby worms. I mean, it was almost equal number of compost to worms on that top little layer, man. It was awesome.
Nice. Okay, I think I'm free.
Jeffro, I'd have to show you what it is.
Oh, that's a nice leaf and color here. I'll show you now that the light's turned down. I didn't notice it.
Stackable bin.
Oh, not my face. There, we got like the red fade started there. So this one, maybe next time I'll try to take this one even longer. See if I can get it to really
Ooh,
senescence. Some nice red coloring on those.
right? I mean, that might just fade out to that beautiful yellow pink gorgeousness, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking it would. That leaf right there is making me think it would.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
But yeah, I mean, this thing you can see, like, just very, very uniform, consistent nugs through the whole plant, even down into the lowers. This thing's a stretchy bitch, though, and it needed that trellis, and you can see I've got it. There's like a wrap here with some wire and string that was holding up the tops. It needs the support. Now, can I do this without dropping my laptop? That would be bad. There we go. All right, I'm just gonna go make sure the dry room is open quick. I'll be right back. Oh, what did I do? There we go.
You probably didn't do anything. Yeah, co-host. All right, so this is the one I was talking about when I was talking about the big worm bag. In cleaning the bottom, the problem is soaking in it. And it's not really. So the only real issue is this string. It's got a drawstring close with
Yeah.
one of with a these little plastic. I don't even know if you fucking see that. Camera keeps it perfectly in the shadow. But it's got like it's got like one of those knobs with a button on it to move up and down the string to fucking stop
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So it's just a big pain in the dick, when this gets crusty because sometimes, you might overfeed it or something like that, your shit
Yeah.
down here. It just, so I got to figure out a way to just clean that better. This thing I fucking love though. I saw Rusty talking about the stackable fucking bins. I've got these over there. I use those for a long time. They just don't keep up with the food waste that I put in, and for me, they're almost worthless because by the time I get one bin filled and I add it to something, they're just too small for the amount that I use. So,
Yeah.
like I said, I got a whole like 2 cubic feet of fucking worm castings out of that, where you're not going to get that out of these.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I do like them. If you're running small scale, you're say maybe it's just like two person family that doesn't eat a whole lot of fucking greens and shit. These things will work great for you. But for processing a lot more waste and things like that, this one you can get way more in them. They stay way happier. I love that thing. Uh, I keep this one running. As you can see, it's on its first one right now because I'm just getting it back going again because I dumped it with last round I made potting soil. I use these ones. So, but yeah, so and that one's called the Urban Worm Bag. Uh, well worth the money. It is built fucking crazy. Like this thing is fucking awesome. But yeah, so it just does a lot more. And for like I said, topping off a 4x8 bed, you're gonna get that out of that, and not so much out of that. So, but yeah, so that's my fucking worm bins. Oh, fuck, you just leave. It's weird they don't just have a leave option. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah. Stackable trays. Yep. Easy. Ooh. Yeah. That was one thing too that is so nice. If you I have so many different ways to defoliate my garden. As long as everything is clean and healthy, defoliation either gets dropped right on top of the bed as mulch, or it goes to the worms. The worms absolutely love that shit. And actually, when I trim all of my, so when I hang my plants, we whole plant hang, so I chop and do all that. It's usually got all the fan leaves on it and everything as well. So I'll pull those fan leaves as I'm trimming and things, and I'll let them sit aside and get a little crispy, and then I'll take that bag and I'll crush it all up as almost like like a top dress fertilizer, but I'll feed it to my worm bin. And then that'll be the top for the carbon source for the dry brown goods, as they like to call it, when you look up kind of the worm feeding. So, I get rid of them in different ways and different things, and they can be used so well. But yeah, fucking worms get down to business. I'll tell you what I want to try. Is making one of those like black fly bioreactor things, or the soldier fly ones, because those things, they look like you could fucking own a restaurant and just keep a few tubs running and just absolutely smash through food. Those, yeah, skunk ape. I use a super stack outdoor chicken bedding. Go, fuck yeah. Neem leaves. Where do you get neem leaves? And I'd be curious to wonder. I'm a fan of neem as an application to. Man, I used to use it in my soil, and I definitely never saw many issues with like pests and things when I would use like neem cake and things like that in the soil. But in some of the research I found is, they talk about how it's a pretty heavy antimicrobial, and as a organic gardener trying to get as many diverse microbes in there as possible, it seems counterintuitive. I was always happy with everything I grew when I used the neem cake and everything. Don't know if I ever really noticed a huge difference. So it's just one thing that I've always wondered on the research on that, or other people's experiences. That's cool, man. That's super cool. But I've always just kind of wondered about everybody's experience with neem. I know it's such a love it or hate it for a lot of people. I think it's a great tool in the garden, and a lot of people just absolutely fucking hate it. So, I don't know, man. I haven't reordered it. Uh, I want to say I needed to restock a new box of neem somewhere near COVID, I think it was, and shipping got all fucky and nutrients got weird, and so I think that's why I don't have any of that. Right, J5? That's kind of how I was thinking too. It's only going to kill the weak ones. The rest of them, they'll be stronger and better for it.
I've used neem in veg quite a bit before, so I don't.
Well, so I would definitely say for something like your situation where you're not a microbe driven garden where you're feeding like that, it would definitely not be as big of big of a deal.
Yeah.
So 100% worth in yours. Well, shit. Like Rusty says, the one thing that I've noticed is people who, because neem fucking works. Anybody tell you it doesn't work to get rid of bugs is they're fucking lying. That shit will fucking smoke some bugs. Problem
Yeah.
is, people have put it on real late and like their last opportunity to kind of spray and flower, and neem takes forever to fucking gas off, or the half life, or whatever you call it. So yeah, I've never, like I said, it'll go in the soil, but it will not get sprayed anywhere near the plants, especially near flower. Uh, in veg, I don't mind it as long as they're not going to quickly be moving into the flower room. Um,
Yeah.
so I definitely keep an eye on that, but because yeah, it's got a smell. I sort of like it, sort of don't.
Oh, I hate it.
You hate
Oh,
it?
it's so bad. All right, be right back.
Well, I can tell you what I did, Rusty, was I took some neem. What the fuck was it? Was it processed cake? I think it might have been processed cake. Uh, yeah, there was a time I wanted to see how all of my organic fertilizers, specifically all that stuff from down to earth, would affect um, the worm bin. So basically, I amended my worm bin like a pot. I even mixed it up and shit just to really fuck things up, and I didn't see any issues. Uh, I saw zero issues. It did get hot. Um, I moved all the worms a little bit lower in that bin, pissed them off for a good minute. While some of the fertilizer was breaking down, I probably should have thought about that a little fucking heavier. Um, but besides the heat from all of that, they ate it up just fine. So that's why I agree with that, man. If the worms will eat it, fucking crack on. Do what you do.
All right, I'm gonna check the trichomes on the frequency shift and see.
Yeah, so how's that going? You pulling some of that out? Where are you at? You got most of the big face out of there now?
Yeah, big face is hanging. It's
So
in
how do you feel
dry.
like your yield on that's going to be?
On the big face.
Yeah, is that going to be one of your better yielders through this garden here?
Um, I don't know. Everything's kind of doing pretty good right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Uh, like my yield on the pineapple sorbet and the flying Hawaiian, like just from the look of it and seeing how dense the nugs got, like those will for sure be the best I've grown of them. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I wouldn't like now that I can see the white truffle over there too, without the big face pushing in on it. Like there's a lot of nugs on that one too now. And you can come over and look at this one. It's fucking doing quite well actually. Like it's got nice, decently stacked.
Oh yeah.
It's funny. It was kind of slow to start, honestly. Um, yeah, I'm happy with how that's looking too.
Or noob.
Cheers, noob.
Yeah, dude, I'd be extremely thrilled with the fucking way your garden looks this round.
Now my cable's wrapped around the fucking plants. God damn. All right. Okay, so this is that frequency shift that
Good way of doing that. I'll be right back.
get a good look at it here. You can see how small some of these buds are up the main stem. But then if we go down here, like bigger, I won't say big buds, but like they're bigger. The lowers, the secondary canopy there, all those lowers are. Sorry, I won't. I was just like waving around the camera to use it as a one, as a pointer. The lowers on this are definitely got more mass to them. I think they are a little bit airier though, not quite as dense, but it's got more frost on it, which is interesting to note. Like last time it grew these big, I call them haystacks because they look like haystacks in a field. Just tons of little hairs all over them. Like wait, you couldn't see the frost hardly or the bud because it was all covered in hairs. So this time you can see like it's actually got nugs and they're pretty frosty. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm going to scope them really quick and then we will see. We're going to do the infinity screen. Sorry. Yeah, we'll scope them really quick and then see if that one's coming down right now or not. Got a bit of amber. I'm going to scope some lower down.
Well, lower down, just a little.
Just a little. I don't know. It's hard. So, have you had ones that like you've got equal amounts of everything? You've got cloudy, you've got amber, but you still have clear.
Yeah, yeah. I'm always.
I've had a couple strains that do that to me the whole way through, and the Jugros or Junetics is the Bagels and Logs does that to me. No matter where it's at, it fucking like it's still spitting out new trichomes or whatever. Like it's got clear.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's just constantly spitting out new fucking trichomes that they've got age all over the place. It's hard.
Yeah.
I just pull it when it looks like when it looks like I've got enough amber. Like once you're sitting there, you're looking at it, and you kind of see that percentage in your scope. You know what I mean? And you're like, all right, like that's good. But most plants should constantly be kind of doing the same thing. If you go up to the new growth, you should see new clearer trichomes. Sometimes yeah, because it's always growing. It's always trying to put them out.
Yeah, and see this black amnesia haze could do the same thing too. I could take it now, or I could take it, let it go a few more days. But I think I'm going to take the frequency shifts for sure. I think that one's coming down right now too. What time we got? Oh, it's 8 o'clock. You know what? It's being held up a bunch of stuff, so we can wrap up here in the next 10 minutes or so, and then I'll come back for that one. It's got a lot of stuff I got to detach first. Fucking yo-yos and garden ties and shit. So
Yeah, there's actually a good one right there, man. So scoping, when you're looking at that, when you go to scope, that's kind of that what everybody tells you, right? Is scope the bud, not the flower, not the and kind of that the newest, the most important growth that kind of in the middle of these buds, right? Like you got these top buds here, you want to get in there, not on the flowers, not on the leaves, not on the stuff that's away from it, all up in there is for anybody who's kind of new to the scoping and looking at that, that is a very good point. Don't now me, I scope what I smoke. So I look at all of it. If there's like super frosty, crazy sugar leaf, and I'm gonna be like, that sugar leaf staying? Well, I want to know what that looks like because I'm fucking smoking that too. Yeah, the deal is for me to call it done is right. Scope what you're gonna smoke. So, and
Mhm.
then when that is the percentage you like, take it.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to scope towards like the inside of the bud. Like I always look towards the inside where it's maybe not necessarily got the light shining directly on it. And then I kind of judge it off of there. I've started to kind of go by the rule. I know I think I saw Sniff said it. Because before it was I was going off when you have 20% full amber trichomes. Well, let me switch my headphones here quick. Yeah, so I was going off like having actual fully amber, 20% amber trichomes. And then I saw Sniff posted or said something about, I think it was Frenchy Cannoli said that the way that he does it for hash and stuff is not when 20% of your trichomes are amber. It's when the majority of your trichomes are 20% amber. So they've kind of just, they haven't, they're
Oh
not,
shit,
they're not,
that's way longer than 20% amber.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting one too, and that's the other thing that I think a lot of other people are, and others haven't maybe either explained well or don't think of, but it's also when it's not you want them to be aged at the time that you're smoking it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I want 20% amber, I'm pulling that shit when it's damn near fully cloudy, because you've got what 3 weeks of dry age cure. Well, fuck, almost a month. Let's call it a
Mm-hmm.
month of an extra month where that plant is sitting around. Uh, yes, they do, oxidize and age while they're there.
Yeah.
If you pull it 20% amber, you might be getting, by the time that's done, that almost 20% of
Yeah.
all,
And that's
of
why that's
majority.
ultimately why I just decided I'm going to pull the frequency shift, because I know that like these plants are going to be hanging until I get back from Utah the fucking first week of January, right? So they're going to be in that room for a bit, not being trimmed or anything. I think it's only like it'll be like 2 weeks or something like that, but 100% cloudy. Yeah, that's what I prefer the cloudy noob. Um,
I like some ass behind my medicine. I
but
like that
yeah,
body.
I find that by the time most of the clear have turned cloudy, you got some amber as well. Um, I don't know, maybe that has to do with temperatures and light spectrum and shit like that, but I don't know.
Sounds so dirty, J5. Sounds so
Hot,
dirty.
hot cotyledon. That's
Uh,
funny.
bro, if I could fucking get a plant with tricked out cotyledons, I'm winning. All right, I am fucking winning. I I wonder how fucked up a plant like that would look if it started like producing trikes so early. There's that would probably have to be a fucked up looking plant by the time it got older.
Fuck, I left my lighter. God damn it. Um, I've seen there's different types of trikes, right? We talked about that
Right.
before. And I have actually seen seedlings where the first set that comes out after the cotyledons, they had little bulbous trichomes on the surface of the leaf. Um,
Yeah.
I've got a few macro pictures somewhere actually of that. Um, I think it was my Donatello actually that had some fucking seedling trikes, but
yeah, they don't turn into anything, like J5 said, on a micro level. They don't turn into
Right.
anything, you know,
I just mean,
that's
like,
worth
if you had
anything.
some poppy shit where you're like, yeah, man, I fucking smoked that coddling. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you be
Yeah,
winning if you can
yeah,
get that shit.
yeah. It's funny.
Like, when that bitch pops out, you look at it and you go, holy fuck, that's going to be some frosty weed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rusty. Actually, I have to often look further down on a bud because uh, the way that my room is, I walk past my tent to get to where I make my water and shit. And if there's buds hanging over that, they get bumped all the time, and those fucking heads break off. So you got to look further down, past the empty stalks.
Yeah. Yeah, the ones in the corner of my room by the fan or when I'm always trying to get by, that's the same thing, man. And they
Mm.
always get beat up kind of in the super amber trikes, especially just that one branch right over on the, let's see,
Yeah,
is it this fucking back corner, right? Wait, fuck, you can't see shit. This
yeah. I was
back
just saying we can't
corner,
see what you're pointing
right
at.
back, like the back corner there. Yeah, that one was always the one I'd fucking walk by. I'm like, fuck, get off me. And it's just brown haired as a motherfucker, you know. That's all I'm like,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah, yeah. You think it's fucking pollinated at first, and then you remember, oh
Yeah, oh
yeah,
yeah, for sure, dude. I looked over there and I was like, fuck. And I was like,
yeah,
oh wait, now that's just me.
yeah. Oh, I've done that where I've done, you know, intentionally done a herm check on stuff early in flower, and then a few days later, I'm like, what the fuck? And then I look around, and it's just because I was fucking in there lifting up buds and lifting up flowers and bumped all the pistils and fucking killed them.
Yeah,
Being there, I gotta grab my lighter. 1 second.
yeah, you know, that's the other one that's hard as shit. Is then I went from scoping with like a jeweler's loop, way back when to uh, then I was like, ooh, I really want to know. So I got my you can fucking attach it to your phone, bring it around microscope. So then I could really fucking see what color those trikes were. And then that was like, holy shit, my window is off. I have, you know, the jeweler's loop does not look the same. But then I went kind of the same as what Rusty said. I went to my camera, put it in macro mode. Well, I have a little macro to stick on it. I don't have a macro mode, but I got a little macro lens to stick on there, and I can get a good little picture in there. I don't get too
Mm-hmm.
close. I do better than a jeweler's loop, but not as good as the microscope. And that's what I've been judging off, and I've been super happy with that. And then I can, you know, obviously you can really get in there and look and zoom around and do your thing. So,
Yeah,
it keeps that little section steady because you all know if you've tried to do it with a loop or you know the mics, it's a motherfucker trying to keep it steady so that you can actually see what's going on.
yeah. So I got the new. I guess that there's another new one out now since this one, but the Pixel, Google Pixel 8, and it actually does have a a macro mode and
Yeah,
and a micro lens, an additional lens in there, and it actually does a not bad job. Like I can get right in there and see them
wait, which one did you say you have?
typically. It's the 8 Pro.
Oh, you got the Pro. Okay, I didn't get
Yeah,
the fucking Pro. I got the A. I was like, I
yeah.
don't have a
I mean, it
fucking
does.
macro mode. I have a fucking 8. Maybe I do. Hold on, let me see. I got
Maybe
long
you do.
exposure. That might be fun to fucking
So
play with.
it's not. You have to go in. Let's see. When I do it, see, I'm on photo. I have to go
Photo.
into this. I have to go into settings. It's not. It's not like the night sight or the panorama or something. You go to regular photo and then to settings, and I have macro in there.
Yeah, I don't have a macro option.
Mm.
Bullshit, motherfucker. Yeah,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, I was laughing because right what you said was like the only options I have is white balance, brightness, and shadow.
Oh, okay.
Although long exposure makes me want.
No, not in
I don't know.
in your other settings where you have like it'll be where you select your memory size and your not
Oh yeah,
the photo adjustments, the yeah, so it's got like your timer, that's where the timer is, your image ratio,
yeah.
that shit.
Oh,
That's where my macro setting is in there.
ugh. Guided
But
frame. What? Palm timer. Holy shit! I got all kinds of weird things on this. I
it's funny.
guess he's gonna fuck up his phone later. Wait, hey, go back there. I was looking at that. More light, top shot.
Yeah, Justin Bean. That's how when I started taking macro photos, I was doing a trick like that with my camera. I was taking apart two different lenses and like holding them up together to make a macro lens, and that sucked. It was hard to take pictures like that. I couldn't
Well,
do
I
this.
was.
I couldn't do the stack. It was like I'd get one image out of it, so it better be a fucking good one.
I tried doing that shit with like my fucking jeweler's loop that would fit through it, and I
Yeah,
tried doing
yeah.
that same shit. I was like, no, this is dumb. Actually, but my favorite ended up being like a fucking telescoping lens. I put a fucking
Hmm.
macro and then I put a telescoping lens on it. And then, boy, I could fucking be like 10 foot back from it on a
Yeah,
tripod and really get it adjusted. But that was
yeah,
the problem. I had to be 10 foot fucking away from it. So
yeah.
lighting
Exactly.
was weird.
Yeah, yeah,
It made for some cool pictures, but
yeah.
yeah.
Double sticky tape to the camera. Yeah, that's funny.
I tell you, I did though. For anybody out there, and I do feel like it's better than even those fucking microscopes, unless you're really looking for some shit. But rather than a jeweler's loop, man, you can get the clip-on lenses for your camera, and now the fucking macro makes it so easy. I
Hmm.
mean, it's just, and they're about like the same price as just buying a jeweler's lens. So just get the
Yeah,
fucking
there's tons of different. You can get little lens kits for your phone on Amazon. Tons of them.
right, and depending on like how fancy you want to be, some of these camera phones are just as good as any goddamn camera, and
Oh
some
yeah,
of these lens companies are making fittings that are just as good to
yeah. I
turn
was
your
gonna
phone
say
into a
that
legit ass camera.
there are legit lens companies, like you just said. Like,
Yeah,
you know, you can get a lens kit for $30, or you can get one for 300.
yeah, yeah.
And
I fucking
it's the
stumbled upon
same
that $300
technology
one, and
that goes into a camera lens that they're
I am
putting into these ones.
so thankful. Like at the time, that $300 one didn't have an option for my phone because I would probably already own it.
Yeah. Oh, there was a while I was looking at all of the different ones for the phone and thinking I was gonna go that route, but I didn't. Luckily, I tend to break shit, and I feel like a phone camera clip-on lens is one that I would definitely fucking break.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, that's a good point, Rusty. I've actually been I just this last week I've been going through and archiving all of my cannabis photos and videos on my phone because I know I haven't seen some of my family in 16, 17 years. So I know people are going to want to see some photos of the girls and all that shit. And I don't want to be scrolling through with the Mormons looking over my shoulder at all my weed plants. But I know it's going to come out. They're going to ask what my hobby is. And I'm going to have to I can't lie worth a shit. So they're going
gardening.
to, yeah. gardening and then photoing my gardening. They're gonna be like, what?
Gardening and photos. That's all you got. Matt, just
Yeah.
leave it very vague. That's all you got to do.
I can't though. My mom's an artist, and my brother-in-law is a fucking like damn good photographer. He's the professor of photography. Basically, he runs the photography shit at Dixie State University. Um, it's not Rusty. It's not. But yeah, he's like he takes photos. He does the night shots where you get like the stars spinning and shit.
Oh yeah.
Or he'll do like lightning storms at night and shit like that. He's damn good at it. So if I say anything about photography, he's gonna be like, "Oh, let's see," and I'm gonna be like, "Here."
I have heard that is a fact, Rusty. I have heard Amish weed is pretty fucking wicked.
There you go, Jeffro. That's it. Professional botany macro photographer.
Beautiful. I love it.
I do have some bugs and flowers that I've taken photos of, so we'll go through those first.
You do. You do. I've seen some pretty ass fucking photos you've done and stuff that wasn't weed. Hell, but I wonder if you could get away with even like your spider sugar leaf, to show them like that one has, because it's, yeah.
That's what I've been thinking. I'll show them the really close up stuff and then the kind of abstract stuff. Wait till somebody is like, wait a second. Is that what I think it is?
So is.
Yeah, exactly, weed nerd. If it's the close enough stuff, they won't know what it is.
So does he do like that fucking like that steady gimbal and like that'll stay at that whatever angle as the Earth rotates around, so you get like the streaks in the sky and stuff like that?
Yeah, he does something like that. I don't know exactly. He does like half-hour long to 3-hour long exposures. So you put it on the tripod, you set it, and I think he does lots of them do. It's almost like stacking photos. It's almost similar to the cannabis photos. You take different photos at different times and then you mash them all together. So like his foreground, the picture of the foreground is usually earlier in the evening when there's still a little bit of light, not so much that it looks like bright daylight, but there's just enough light that he can get like the foreground. So they live in southern Utah, so they do lots of arches and the sandstone, the mesas and all that shit for their foregrounds. And then he'll wait a few hours till it gets darker and then do a longer exposure of the sky.
That's cool. Oh, shit. Well, we better get us it's about that time for my happy ass.
Yep. We'll hit one more dab frog for the road.
So looks like Caribou texted me there at the beginning and said that Mike from Ozark's going to be coming on to talk tonight, and we're going to be talking about some hypey ass strains.
Nice.
So come hang out with us, Mike from Ozark, and talk some shit about some hype.
Hell yeah. Can bash some hype strains.
Yeah, bash it, like it, love it, indifferent, all in between. Let's fucking do it.
Hit one more. We saw Fluff loading up. One more double. I love it. You just disappear when you blow your smoke out. Just fucking bye, Fluff.
I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning. Next week will be our Christmas Eve morning, so it'll just be probably a quicker hangout. Sash, we'll see if anyone else wants to jump in with us for a Christmas Eve wake and bake or something. But yeah, so watch for a notice or a post for that on IG or in the Discord there.
That's right.
Yeah, you guys all have a great day, and we will catch you this evening.
See y'all tonight.